It's not as hot. We got overcast. Now, I came out here earlier and I went through all these hives. So I needed to figure out a plan of what I wanted to do. Now, these guys here, they're doing fine. They got brood and everything. I know they're queen right. This up here, they're starting to fill, but they're filling it with nectar. And it's the last frames on the ends aren't quite there yet. Now these guys, I don't know. Now this was my original colony, one of two. I lost one during winter. They're very, very full. But this box down here, it's full of plastic frame, and they've got that thing so packed and cross-combed. I can't. I kind of shoot them away, and I shine a flashlight down there, and I can see brood. So I think they're doing just fine because, you know, this had two boxes, and I took the top box and I split it over there, and we'll get to that. And they've already filled up the super up here. It's full. It's not capped off or anything, but it's full. And they're filling all this up. There's no brood up here. So this is just packed with nectar. So I think these guys are doing just fine. And I get over here. Of course, this is my double 5 frame. And these guys are packed. Absolutely packed, and they're a little angry today because all I did was pop the top box open. They didn't like it at all. Man, I got ants out here. These ants are doing stupid stuff. Little ants. Now these guys here, and this was the split. This was the full deep split that I did. And they have egg and larva and brood. This is queen right. So my split was successful. Now, if you remember, you know, back there on the end again, that one right there, that was a split. That was I'm calling the 2 frame part due split, because the first time I split out 2 frames and stuck it in, it didn't take. But I put more egg and larva in there in a frame, and now they're queen right. So I think everything's good. And this is the vault. These guys came from the vault, and I gave them a frame, and they're queen right. Nothing wrong with these guys. And so what I did is I got myself 8 frame. I went ahead and bought an 8 frame. So here's an 8 frame, and I'm going to be transferring these guys out of this, which is essentially 10 frames. I'm going to put them into 16, and this also has a super that came with this. So yeah, we're going to go there. We're going to try that out. And I also, digging through this is still all full, but it's not capped yet. But down here, they have full frames on the ends that are full and capped. And I think I'm going to take a couple of frames. I already made up extra frames in here, right there, all ready to go to add to these guys, because I'm just going to move their frames into there, add to them, and then I've got 2 extra frames in here that I'm going to steal 2 frames out of here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pull this queen excluder out of the way. It may be hindering them from capping this off. I don't know, but this is definitely queen right now. So I got 4 colonies. Oh my God. So I'm going to get set up for this right here. I'm going to move the blue box over to here, and then I'm going to put the 8 frame there. I'm going to start transferring frames top to bottom. And then if I don't get the queen on a frame, I'll do what I've done before. I'll shake out the box, and then anybody left over hopefully will walk right on in. So let me get started on that. Well, that was a complete and total disaster. All right, I moved them. The only problem is when I was trying to shake the box out, the base came off and they hit the ground and bees went everywhere, and I've just been looking and looking and looking to make sure I didn't drop a queen. When I was stacking them, a lot of bees got crushed. Again, looking and looking and looking to make sure I didn't drop a queen, crush a queen. I mean, there was lots of resources down here. If something bad happened, I guess they can requeen. There's a big cluster on the side over here. I keep watching them to see if I see something, as in if the queen crawled down the side of the box or something. But man, this was packed. It was so packed. There was so many bees in here, and I just was trying to move them as quickly as possible. I mean, I see little clusters of bees down here, and I keep poking at them to make sure. These just look like young nurse bees wandering around trying to figure things out, because they got evicted again. See, all these little nurse bees. Once I get them up, if they get on a stick or something, I put them up here, they go running back inside. But I don't see on the side here. I don't see anything. So, I don't know. We're going to have to check them in a couple of weeks and see what happens. See if everything's okay, and I got, you know, lucky again. I've done this a couple of times now. So, otherwise, you know, another 3 to 4 weeks and they'll have to queen again. We'll see. Now, I'm going to pull a couple. Well, let me see. Just, I don't want to open these guys while these guys are open and pissed, but anyway, I'm going to get into this. I want to pull a couple of frames and have some honey, and keep an eye on these guys. I'm going to button them up, and that'll be that. So, all right, until we know.